Adjust trajectory angle to compensate. Begin simulation again.
There you go, we got out.
Repeat simulation, same levels.
End simulation, fatal exposure.
See? Same variables, only this time the computer didn't quite make it.
Then you're immediately like, well, so why didn't the lasers work on the door? And then the next scene, like, you see that, like, that whole mountaintop is gone.
But we're not hooking them up to a machine to...
We're not draining their life energy to keep the planet running. You sick. And Kirk's like, hold on a minute.
Yes, this is Kirk.
I either wait for the Federation or I send out a distress signal, and anybody who comes to this planet, I eat them. I eat them.
Riker had to be, like, over the top and cliche in his, like, actions for the casino.
Do you see it, Enterprise? Do you see it, Enterprise? Sorrow, cry for the children. First and last, first and last, first and last. Delicious.
All Sarek does is goes like this. And
Yeah, he knocks his hands away.
And then the Tellarite's like, ah! Kirk literally, he looks at him and he goes like this.
Program complete. Enter when ready.
Welcome back to another Retrek review, where each week we talk about Star Trek. And this week we're talking about episode 6 of season 3 of Star Trek The Next Generation. And that episode is entitled Booby Trap. It originally aired October 30th, 1989. It was a teleplay by Ron Roman, Michael Piller, and Richard Danis. This is the only episode that Ron Roman wrote for. Michael Piller we're familiar with, and Richard Danis is a writer, first-time writer for the show. It was a story by Michael Wagner and Ron Roman. Michael Wagner we've heard before. He previously did the story with Michael Piller of Evolution and Survivors.
Nice.
It was directed by Gabrielle Beaumont, our first female director. It's pretty cool. The synopsis for Booby Trap is, while investigating a 1,000-year-old alien derelict, the Enterprise gets caught in the same energy trap which doomed that vessel a millennium ago. We had guest appearances as well. We had Susan Gibney as Leah Brahms. Susan has not been in a ton of stuff, mostly television. I think the most recent thing that she was in was The Mentalist in 2012. She played Alice Burns in an episode. Then we had Colm Meaney as Miles O'Brien, Whoopi Goldberg as Guinan, Albert Hall as Gaelic Dar. That was the captain, another actor who had played relatively notable parts throughout his career. He's currently retired and 87 years old, so pretty cool. I think probably famously he's in the Malcolm X movie where he plays Baines. Yeah. Then Julie Warner as Christy. She's been in things like Mr. Saturday Night, Nip Tuck, Family Law, things like that. But I think probably everybody who's a fan of it has seen her face before, and that is she plays Michelle in Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really funny.
It is really funny. And then lastly, Majel Barrett as the voice of the computer.
Yep. Pretty big role this week.
Huge role. Yeah. So that was the introduction of the episode. But before we go on to supporters and subscribers of the channel, let's first go over to Caleb and ask Caleb what he thought of the episode.
I enjoyed this episode. I'm glad we're still on a good streak. It makes me happy. I will give this episode... You know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to give it 3. I'm going to give it 3 kudos this week.
He's not shy. Not shy with the kudos.
My gut is telling me 2, but then I'm like thinking about stuff I really didn't like in it, and I don't really have anything that I didn't really like in it.
Okay, fair.
So...
like it. It's good to see a 3 out there.
It is.
It's kind of nice to go from a 3 to a 2 to a 3, so
yeah.
pretty good experience.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I generally don't know what our other viewers will think of it. It's probably a 2 on everybody's radar, I would say. Some people might give it a 3. So yeah, that's really cool. It's
Yeah, I
it's a
would agree with a 2 or a 3.
it's a memorable episode. It's definitely an episode that sticks out.
Well, we
And
finally get some like character details on Jordy for once, which is nice.
yeah, you get to kind of see him be. It basically is a great episode to show why Jordy's in the engine room. Because remember when we went from like season 1 and season 2, it was like, why did
Yeah,
they put the guy up at the con like in the engine room? It's like simply
I know. I
because they
forget about
could.
that.
Yeah,
No, he legitimately feels like an engineer, like now on the ship. Like I forget that he wasn't always in that role.
yeah, I know. It's a pretty crazy thing that we went to that Rocky bit where there were like so many people that went through the engineering room, and it was like
Yeah,
there's a revolving door for a bit.
yeah. Well, a ship doesn't really need an engineer.
Not important at all.
Nah, they don't do much.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. I'm glad that it hit so well with you. Definitely some parts to talk about, but I think overall it'll be a fun review. A lot of cool things that I think will play right to your likes, which will be fun to dig into.
Yeah.
But before we get into the review, we want to first, right off the bat, and we want to thank Ed, Mark Starr, and Captain Ali Mar for being Patreon supporters of the channel. We want to specifically thank Ed for searching the database and finding any type of relevant creator of the starship and consulting them, even if it means going as far as making simulations. It's not going to let the
I
ship
didn't
down.
think you were gonna say simulations.
Then we thank Captain Alimar for keeping us cool and then getting in the hot seat when the time calls for it. We appreciate that. We are recording this off day, so we don't currently have any comments to read from our Patreons, which is a privilege that they get, but that's okay. You can still leave them on the channel, and we'll read them in our Hailing Frequencies Open video series. We look forward to that. Also of note, you probably noticed in the beginning part of this that the intro is different. And Caleb and I discussed it off camera yesterday as of this recording, and we have officially entered season 3 of the podcast. Yes, that seems confusing that we're 6 episodes into season 3 of Next Generation. It's just a happy coincidence. So, thanks for that, guys. We're now in season 3, 2 years in 3 seasons. So,
Yeah, don't try to figure it out. Will has like
No.
arbitrary numbers that he doesn't share, and
No.
it's very confusing for everybody.
Hey, good. Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
know
season
what
3,
it is.
baby.
Exactly. But we did get 2 new subscribers to the channel, and that first one is Jameson Cross.
Nice.
And just 35 minutes ago, James Gass. So we thank you both for subscribing. We appreciate that.
For
We
subscribing.
hope you continue to
Warrior.
find content that you originally found and stick around for the fun. We appreciate it. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the review. So we talked about it very briefly at the end of last week's episode that we both let the bonding episode credits play a little too long, and we saw Jordy on the beach. So we opened with Jordy on the beach.
Jody.
Yeah,
Jody
Jordy.
on the beach.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's a choice. Yeah.
It's a choice. It is. I wasn't in love with Coco No, but future drinks. So
Yeah, not. No, I don't really enjoy the name of that at all, if I'm being honest. Oh, you haven't even finished all of your cocoa, no.
exactly.
Yeah, and I'm not going to.
No, I think I'm all right.
Nah, I'm all set, Jordy. I gotta go.
Now, I know it's the future, and I know that, we all live in a different time where, you can just hang out with a person and it doesn't mean anything romantic. But it's a little strange for that lady to agree to the 2 of them by themselves to go onto a beach simulator at night.
It's clearly a date.
Right. And then she's like, no.
This This isn't good, Jordy. I don't like this at all.
Man.
Did the computer not make you coconut nonos? No good. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really awkward.
Kind of
Like,
weird. And it's okay because they want it to be awkward, but it's just,
yeah.
there's just too many aspects to it that I don't enjoy. But we're going to get into it. We're going to 100% dive into this whole aspect here. But it's just an interesting episode. I think the thing that you and I both like about it is we get some character development of Geordi. We get to see Geordi by himself, right? He's not with Data. He's not with Wesley.
Yeah.
He's doing something on his
Yeah.
own.
He does pretty well acting wise, like alone too, you know?
Right, exactly. And I think for all the faults that and awkwardness that this opening has, it's nice to just see characters on the ship like do something else besides like just they're constantly at work doing things. It's like,
Hmm.
show them off hours. Like, I mean, we laughed a lot at it, but Riker cooking eggs for everybody was great. It's like, yes, the wharf bit was funny, but like it was just nice when they have like recreation on the ship, them playing cards, things of that
Hmm.
nature. It's nice.
Yeah, because there's gonna be downtime, you know?
Right. Which then we advanced the scene into the 3D chess with Data and Wesley, which again was great. The two of
It's
them sitting
cool.
in
Yeah, it
10
was cool to see
forward.
that.
Yeah, I really
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
And
Yeah.
again, that's funny. It's a funny bit. It shows that like they are close friends enough like to notice
Yes.
like stuff, you know?
Absolutely.
He had that big important date with that lady. He shouldn't be back yet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so again, they
Pretty
all knew it
good.
was a date.
Yep.
She knew it was a date. You know, there's a line too she says that I don't enjoy. It's like I get that it's the future. I get that
Right.
they're in a simulation,
Yep.
but they're on the beach.
Right.
And she says something, I can't even remember exactly what it is, but she says a line like, I know you took the time to like make this a nice simulation. Not saying like, and you wanted this to be a nice date.
Right.
She's like, oh, you made a nice simulation. So it's like, yeah, it's a simulation, but like also you could just, I don't know. I guess I don't really know why it irritated me, but it was just like, you don't need to say that. That like, we
Yeah.
all know.
I think this irritation for us both and probably many people is like if she's not interested in him in a romantic way, then decline going on a like private social time with him. If you do like him or are interested in seeing if you like him, then whatever. But it's like you have to be pretty brain dead to not know like what's happening here.
Yeah.
And I think for her to go through all that, like they've shared a meal together, like they've like he's all of this has happened. It's
Hmm.
led up now. It's like the last few moments of the date, and then she's like, "No, I don't like you like that." And it's just like, okay, well, why? Like, why would you allow him to just give you like dark, romantic, like beach picnic setting? Like, go hang
Yeah.
out and do something else. Like, go do something less romantic if you just want to hang out with him as a friend and
Yeah.
also invite other people.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. That's like,
Yeah, it's just a weird choice, and I think there's a reason for it, unfortunately, which I'm not thrilled about. But we'll get there when we get there. We'll talk about it.
mhm.
But the thing I was happy about for you was a derelict ship.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah,
Love me a derelict ship.
like I knew it was in there, but I was like, oh yes, this will be right up Caleb's alley. And then there are some other perpetual things that happen in the episode, and I was like, phew, he must be
Yeah,
makes sense
pretty,
why it was rated a 3 Akuda.
pretty good. I really enjoy Picard's shipbuilding talk.
Yes.
Thought that was exceptional.
Yes. So
The
before the ship talk, I just wanted to make a point that they talk about the ship either being there or launched 1,000 years earlier. So that would be like 1363. So that's like medieval times is when this ship either got stuck there or when something happened. I don't remember. But anyways, just cool. So yeah, commercial break. He's talking to Riker as they come down the hallway, and he's like, you get to build ship models, but very rarely do you get to go into the bottle. And Riker's like, okay, like I don't not following what you're talking about. And he's like, you never built like ships in a bottle? He's like, no. And then he goes into the transporter room, and it was very good. Where
yeah, I really enjoy the transport. Where he's like, oh yes, Oh yeah, it's still there, like in a bottle, and they're like staring at me. He's like, a ship in a. You telling me that no one here built ships as boys? And Data's like, I never was a boy.
And Worf says, I did not
I
play
didn't
with
have
toys.
toys.
Number one, have you never dreamed of climbing inside the bottle? Sir? The ship in the bottle. Model airships. I used to build them when I was a child. My God, and I bet I had a Chameleon battle cruiser, too. You ready to beam down to the vessel?
Locked onto the main bridge, Captain.
You're certain about the atmospheric conditions, Data?
There is adequate oxygen for life support, Commander.
It is exactly as they left it, number one. In the bottle. The ship in the bottle. Oh, good Lord. Didn't anybody here build ships in bottles when they were boys?
I did not play with toys.
I was never a boy.
But now it's funny, right?
Mhm.
Because I've seen Worf
Mhm.
working on model ships,
Yep.
but he just not gonna admit that.
No, he's certainly not going to admit it. Nope. He loves it, but he's not going to admit it. I also thought you would appreciate because before Worf or Data says anything to him, he says, "Good Lord."
Good Lord, yeah, it's great. It's all around. That's a great Picard moment.
And then O'Brien speaks up. I've done that.
I've done tons of those.
And then Picard's like, "Thank you, Mr. O'Brien," and they beam over, and then
Yeah.
Riker's
And
just
Riker's
staring
like, don't try to smooze my captain, you liar.
He's like, "No, I really have. I really have."
No, you liar. You haven't had ships in bottles. Whatever he's talking about. Don't encourage him. He's delusional.
So yeah, they go over there. They go over to that ship, and I don't know how I feel about hand flashlights, but whatever. We talked about them
Yeah.
before. They're not my favorite,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, they're whatever.
I like the point that you've talked about before at your displeasure of the Enterprise D bridge.
Mhm.
Picard reflects on how tactical and simple and effective the older bridge style is.
Yep.
And he
It's
remarks,
like close quarters and shouldn't work, but it works efficiently because everybody's right next to each other.
right? And he says that like you wouldn't expect this type of like efficiency and like strategy from such an old ship, but here we are, kind of a thing. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was excited
Yeah,
for
like-
you. And we're not quite there yet, but when he turns the seat around and the skeleton's in there, it's like it's an actual alien.
Mm-hmm. They can tell by his skull.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
It's not just a man with, darker eyebrows than the rest of everybody.
I tried to fly the ship. I was a captain. Yeah, it's pretty great. I tried.
So
It's my fault they're all dead.
I don't know. They cut back to Geordi and Guinan in 10 forward.
Mm.
And he's
What's
like,
wrong with me, guy?
yeah. He's like, so Guinan, you're a woman, right? She's like,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, cool.
Like, all right. Like, I don't really know what that question was, but okay.
Yeah.
And then they kind of go through it, and I don't know.
She likes bald guys, Will.
Yeah. How did you feel about it?
Like the captain, Will.
She loves the captain.
Loves him. I don't know. I was happy to see Guinan back.
Okay. Yes.
It's a weird scene, but usually Guinan scenes are weird.
True.
And it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it's a little strange.
It's like her point of being like, see how normal you're acting, you're not awkward, and
yeah,
like, you're just a
that
real
that
person.
I enjoyed. Yeah.
Like that's fine. It's just all
He's like, I'm not trying, to impress you. I was like, well, yeah, that's the point, idiot.
Right.
That's why people don't like you, because you're
coming on too strong. Yep.
Yeah. I forgot I had this guy to play violin, classical music, because that's all we listen to in the future is classical style music.
That's it.
That's all there is, buddy.
We certainly don't listen to Beastie Boys.
God, no, it's the music of apes. We're all intellectuals.
La, 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 la. Yeah.
That music on the beach. No. It does not go.
Yeah. Do you think? Now, here's my thing.
She really hates that music. That's really what it's all about.
Sure. Here's my thing. if he had like a Caribbean player, I think in this
E-
climate, this temperate of our world, it would be accepted and be fine. I almost feel like back then it would it be too stereotypical or like on the bordering racist. Like if they had a guy come in and do it and like play and stuff, I feel like it would be too cartoonish and not like what that music and what the representation of that really is. They would be like, "Oh, he has to look crazy and look all weird," and then be like, "Yeah, man, oh," and you're just like, "No."
Oh, welcome to the beach
Right,
vacation.
and it's like yes, they have accents and they talk. They have different words, but it's like,
La 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 la
yeah,
la.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I agree with you that it should have been different music. I'm
Mm,
afraid of late
of what it could have
80s.
been, what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's one of those things like I go on a lot of cruises and
Mhm.
that's still kind of just what it is. And it's a lot of people that live on the island and it is their culture,
Well, yeah,
but
yeah, right, right.
it's very much like set up to be like a tourist thing. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's like, because they don't all just like get together and do that like all day, every day.
No,
It's
right,
usually
right.
just like they don't play the steel drums like
Like all day
all
long.
week,
You're like, oh, yeah, steel drum time.
right? And
Yeah.
I always, whenever I think of the steel drums, I always think of Michael Scott. I
Oh,
feeling hot, hot, hot.
don't, 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 don't. And that's what scares me about 80s television doing it.
Well, it certainly could have been that way, yes.
Because remember the vibro tubes or whatever, that thing when he went
Oh,
to the Paris? It's just that's what I get worried about. Like
yeah.
what are we gonna do? So I'll take weird violin, Roma man, because gypsy is an inappropriate word now. So yeah. But a cool thing that you might have caught. So earlier, before they're on the ship, there's a blink twice and you miss it screen when Data's looking down at the console of like this bar, this like Data logo
Mm,
thing that's on the console when he's like describing the ship. And then now we flash forward to where we're at in the review, and the lights are on the ship, and they're walking to the back part to allow look at the log. And on the back wall is that symbol.
that's
Kind of
cool.
looks like a Star Wars check. Like if this
Mm.
is like if it was like this is where you cash your checks in Star Wars. It's like the symbol kind of looks like that. So I thought that was kind of a cool like
Yeah, that was
mixing
cool.
mixing of the things. I appreciated seeing that.
I think it was cool too. Picard even said that like he back in the day, like when he was building ships,
Oh,
he had like this style ship in his collection.
yeah, and it makes perfect sense because, they're only like 300 years in the future, whatever, like 340 years in the future.
Yeah.
And, 1,000-year-old ship, it's like, well, yeah, you would have models of really ancient ships. So
Hmm.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like doing a sailboat now.
Yes,
It's like a
exactly.
pirate
Exactly.
ship or whatever.
Yeah, or like a ancient Greece like fishing boat. Like it's like,
Yeah.
look at this. The thing I didn't, and I could have missed it, and I'm not sure. The thing I didn't like was they put the cool disk thing into the computer, and then Data uses the tricorder to like basically have that data go through the tricorder and then to the screen or whatever he's doing, and the guy starts
Mm.
immediately talking English. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
is the
yeah, you're right.
tricorder translating it? But then it's like, okay, if he is, like, how do they have 1,000-year-old translations of it? And it's like, I guess if it's so old, you could translate it. I guess it could be like Latin, but it's just like, it was weird that he was just talking in English.
It's a good point that like yeah, that's not really how that works, but also like you said, like how do they know the language if that culture's like gone?
Right. I don't know. There might have been some things I missed. Like maybe they still exist as a people, but these are like ancient ships or something. I'm not sure. I really don't know. Feels like no,
I
but
don't know. They kind of set up like it was a war and like both sides like lost pretty heavily.
yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. Yeah.
And like they're not even around anymore, but
Yeah.
maybe not though. I
Interesting.
don't
Just was a thing that I wasn't like super in love with. I thought that could have been just handled a little differently.
know. Yeah.
But it's all interesting. It's all, the stuff with the ship is fun, and Picard and Worf and Data on the ship are very
Oh, dude,
like,
having like a derelict ship mission be Worf, Data, and Picard, like yeah, I was all in. I was like super happy to have like those three do something together.
yeah. And then Worf earlier is like, admirable. They died at their posts.
They died at their posts. It's like, I want to die.
Please let me die at my post.
Please let me die, Captain. I've been trying to die since season 1. I like that Riker stuck to his character and didn't want Picard to go. I thought that was good.
Yeah, that was good. I
was happy about
He
that.
was like, maybe going onto a 1,000-year-old abandoned spaceship is not an awesome idea. And Picard's like,
Hey, at least let us send over like security and make sure it's clear. And he's like, no. We've already gone through all the possibilities. Couldn't be anything else. Yeah. I was glad that the actual ship itself wasn't the booby trap that I've been hearing so much about.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
Because the title, and then when they find the ship and they go on board, I'm like, the ship's gonna be rigged for like their enemies to go on board and like be in a bad position.
Now they're trapped on the ship, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But it wasn't, and I was happy about it.
Yeah, I think it felt like the writers wanted you to think that because they were like, this is going to be called Booby Trap. You're going to know when you come back from the musical intro that the episode's called Booby Trap, even probably in commercials like, get ready to watch Booby Trap. Like they're going to promote this. So when they beam aboard, you're like, oh, well, okay, I know where this is going. And then for it to continuously unravel and become the thing you don't expect was nice.
Yeah.
I always appreciate, no matter what the show is, when a show of this caliber or of this nature presents a mystery that even you as the audience have a difficulty trying to figure out. It's like refreshing because like you're also trying to figure out the problem kind of thing. And if you already know 4 minutes into it, well, they just got to do this thing, then it's harder to kind of struggle through the episode.
Yeah, it is.
The funny part too was I wrote it in my notes just to be stupid. It was like I think Picard says it, booby trap, and I said, "Well, that's the title said. Let's end the episode."
He is wearing some sort of
booby trap.
Booby trap. Yeah, it was a little on the nose. Yeah.
Yeah. Commercial break. We come back. They're in the conference room. We get Data over talking again, over giving too much information, and Riker being mad at him. Always good. Very enjoyable.
It's very funny. Yeah. Riker got very upset with computer stuff this episode.
He certainly did. So a cool thing, the thing I really liked was we cut back to Geordi now in the engineering room, and he's trying to figure things out and do things appropriately and so on and so forth. And, like any good engineer, he's going to go to like schematics or plans or prototypes, anything that he could figure out how to like work around stuff that they've engineered when the ship was first being built. And he goes into like the engineering, like the people who worked on the Enterprise. And based off of whatever he pops up on the screen, which just looks like a list of names, he finds Dr. L. Brahms, and then he's like, okay, despite her being a junior officer or science person or something, it's like, yeah, but she basically wrote the book on like propulsion for the Enterprise. Or at least Galaxy class ships. And then I liked the fact that it had like input styles that the computer could work off of, and then he was like, well, voice is much better. And then like the computer is now talking in her voice, and it's very like systematic, and he's using the computer with her voice. It's like changing your GPS to sound like Al Pacino. It's like, I get it.
Yeah, it was also cool because it asked him if he wanted to do like testing or if he wanted to do like a full like program thing, and he was like, what does that mean?
Right.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy the concept of like using the holodeck for like actual work purposes too. Like I think that's really cool. Be able to go in there and use it for like an extra like lab that has like, all that equipment and stuff in there was really cool.
Yeah, it literally was like, well, on file is like, the Mars Planitia, like we have like the literal simulation of like the lab as the Enterprise is being built. So like, would you like that? And it's like, yes. Yes, I would.
Cool. It's really good because like before that, his big idea was flipping the crystal upside down. So
right.
So
right.
This was a little better,
He's like, wow, that will be implemented in the next class of starships. He's like, yeah.
Like, no, I need it in like 3 hours. I do think it's very funny that the whole time he's trying to figure out how to overpower the ship.
Yeah.
And then really what it comes down to is just like flying away at like pulse speed. So like
Yeah.
there is no power
There is
to
no power, right? It's the finger trap where you like the harder you pull apart and like
Mm-hmm.
the tighter it gets, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I like too, and I specifically thought about you because of your old job when he was like, man, he's like, I probably could figure this thing out if I could get inside that thing. And he was like, but I can't get inside that thing. So I'll have to look at schematics, and then that leads to him going to the holodeck. But I remember
Yeah.
with your old job, like you were inside actual boilers, like industrial
Yeah. Yeah, it
boilers.
was fun. Yeah, so like steam boilers that I used to work on, if there was these really big boilers in these really small rooms,
Okay.
and I was told like if you have like a critical failure and the boiler opens up and all the steam pours into the room, that like the steam fills the room so quickly that like it'll actually
That's
go into your lungs and like burn your lungs. Yeah, you literally cook your lungs.
But yeah, on the holodeck, like we were talking about, pretty awesome background. You can see the Enterprise's the saucer being like assembled, and
Yeah, it was super cool.
yeah, and I liked the simple like sliding panels, like acrylic panels, where that he was looking at and stuff like, and very similar to what I have hanging in the living room. They had like a Enterprise D
Like top down.
like a model on the
Yeah.
table when they first like are coming into the room.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. I liked the whole set piece and everything.
Yeah. So generally, even though it's like really interesting and fine, and like the after this bit is where I kind of struggle with it a little bit. I think
Mm.
it's really cool and I like a lot of it. And then he asks the computer basically like to show him something or like a visual representation or something like that. He says something to the effect, and then the computer makes a what do they call that? Like an automaton, like a facsimile version
Yeah.
of Leah Brahms. And that's fine.
It was a little coincidental that he asked for something and it was like, I didn't ask for like a specific thing. And it was like, yeah, you did. You said that you wanted to see it. It's like, oh, oh, okay.
Yes, I did. Yeah. I don't know. We're definitely going to get into it. But this is the halfway point. So go down to the comment section and write. What do you want him to write, Caleb?
Computer loving.
Yeah, that's what they're going to write. Okay, so we come back from the commercial break, and I enjoyed Data and Riker and Picard scrubbing through the captain's logs. I just enjoyed that aesthetic of them sitting there after they got like their carton of captain's logs. They were like, I believe this is all of the captain's log. Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
How convenient that they have put them all in this nice carrying case for us.
That's how she got him in that con series that we're listening to too.
Oh, nice.
She got him like that.
And this goes in. And then it's just this. He's like, And then the only tape to play is couldn't escape. There were Asion assimilators were trapped by this very specific thing. It's like the only captain's log that survived is exactly the information we need.
Well, yeah, they're using some sort of generator to pull all the power from our ship.
Yes.
And this was the last of it.
It must be done.
Goodbye, crew world.
So then I thought about this. We cut back to Geordi and in the holodeck, and the holodeck version, the like automaton version of Leah Brahms is basically just the computer, but now there's like a visual aspect to the computer. And Geordi like it kind of makes sense and it kind of really doesn't make sense. Decides that he'd like this thing to have some personality. And it's like, I get it. I get that you would like it helps you feel like you're working with somebody when they're also animated. I get that. But he approaches it in a much weirder way, where it's just like, ooh, this might be real nice. It's like a weird science thing where it's like, it's like, well, what if I made this lady talk? That would be sweet, or whatever move I should say, not talk, because she was talking.
Yeah.
And then I thought how weird it would be. So, like, okay, example. I know this is going to be weird for you, but it's okay. So now it's the future, and holodecks are a thing, kind of, and some person is trying to like build something that you've made on your channel.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
Okay. And you get made in the holodeck, and the computer is just using you. And then that person's like, hey, can you reference all of his podcasts and all of his like social media posts and then like generate a personality from that? And it's like, we can, it'll be about 90% accurate, but it won't be exact. It's like perfect. It's kind of wild that the computer can do that and
Yeah.
have such accuracy, because it just uses her logs and like presentation recordings to replicate her as a real person. And it's interesting. I liked it. I don't dislike it. I just was like, I don't know, just interesting.
Yeah, I say go for it.
Okay.
If you want to use me, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to use me,
I don't think you'll be as kissy as much though.
Never know. Depends on if you do a good job.
Do a little bit more bouncing between the bridge, and then we come back and they're like yelling at each other.
Yeah, I did like that. I liked how they kind of had conflict with each other. I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
It wasn't just like perfect that the computer is just going along with what he said. It's like no, they're argumenting like on philosophy of like ship engine stuff.
Right.
I didn't have a problem with that. I thought that was
Good.
interesting.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I did like the point that he brought up that like you're looking at it from like a prototype in the lab in dry dock model, and I'm looking at it from hours and hours, thousands and thousands of hours of activity.
Yeah, he's like, you can't just take those wires out of there because there's,
Right.
this thing, and it's like, well, I guess you're right. Like that's why it's a bummer that, designers never got to go to space. So you're in space now.
Yeah,
You're in space now, my darling, and we'll never, ever, ever. Every time you touch the keyboard,
don't do this.
You know what that is? You know where that is on me?
Exactly. The thing I think for the scene where they were fighting, I think the only thing I didn't that what happens is fine. I think it was just this it was like so abrupt. I think I wish I would have seen the build up to that argument and not just cut back to them and they're fighting or whatever, disagreeing. Like
Yeah.
I think that was the only thing that was weird for me about it.
I like when they have to shut the power off.
Oh yeah.
And then Picard's like, what the hell are you doing in the hologram?
Yeah.
He's like, I need it. I need it for stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Like he's got this hologram addiction,
Yeah.
You understand? I need it. You're supposed to be saving the ship.
What are you doing?
I can't just leave the holodeck. I can't just leave her, Picard.
But that you have to admit that even in this early part, like the hologram of her is like uncomfortably flirty for no reason.
The computer getting to be the computer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it feels unnecessary. It feels like
yeah, no, it is. I won't defend it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and defend that.
I refuse to defend. Yeah. It's like this part and then this other part I'll get into, but the next bits I liked Picard thinking about Captain Galixar, like thinking about basically putting like originally you could tell when he turned the chair around and he was looking at him, he was like, oh, like that easily could be me, that could be our people. And now fast forward to this scene where they're in the same conundrum, and it's like he makes the remark of, I'm sure our neighbor vessel here was having the same discussions.
Yeah, I did like that. Yeah, I really enjoyed too, like when he comes back on the ship in the beginning and he's like, that was absolutely fascinating.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely riveting.
Yes.
You all missed out.
And then Troy being like, and he's like looking at
I sense joy. Like, yes, very good. Very good.
Riker doesn't even try to hide that he enjoys Picard acting like this huge, huge smile on his face. I really enjoyed these two scenes play out really well, where Picard's like, okay, let's shoot phasers at this dip. There's like a 0.1% dip in the field, and he's like, let's shoot at it and see what we could do. And then Data's like, well, you could be giving the trap, the one thing it wants is energy. And they talk
Yeah.
about it, and then he's like, let's do it. And then they shoot, and then it's like, and it just immediately gets 10 times worse, and everything starts to backfire. And I like,
Radiation influx to 300%.
right.
These guys are good.
Oh, they're good. Yeah. I like the fact that they wrote into the story that like Picard takes a gamble and it fails. Like it's realistic. It makes him feel grounded. It's not like he's not a I don't know, like a superhero where it's like every time he makes a decision, it's the right decision. It's good to see him be flawed and make things and try to make he's just trying to save people of the ship. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then it cuts to Geordi in the thing, and it's like, due to power reserves having to be saved, we're going to discontinue any simulation. He's like, computer. And then it just all goes.
Override it. Won't
No,
listen to you.
we won't. We don't hear anything you want to say. You're the chief engineer. We don't listen to anything that
You're
you.
disgusting. We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You make us sick.
So then he goes to the conference table and he's like, hey, so can I like have my virtual girlfriend back? Picard's like, what are you doing in there with her? And he's like, working on the ship. And he's like, okay, yeah, you could do that.
Very important ship stuff.
And then he's in there and he's like, oh, he's so frustrated. And then she starts like giving him a neck massage. And I'm just like, no, mm-mm. Eh.
Yeah, but he does stop it though, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Yes, I do agree that he doesn't allow it to go further than what it is. I'm just like, well, this is strange. It's very strange. But the thing I wrote early in my notes was the scene was I was like, man, it's he's very fortunate that Picard doesn't immediately follow him to the holodeck and like check on the program. And I wrote that in my notes, and then a few beats later, Picard does come in, and I was like, wow, I can't really write this as much. So I liked the fact that Picard came in and checked on what is this program that you're even talking about? Because it's like I'm supposed to be putting 1,000 people's lives in your hands, and you're like, I'm in the holodeck working on some sort of program that's helping me fix it. It's like, okay.
It is funny. It is a funny, you know, like, no, just trust me.
Right.
I'm definitely working on the ship's problems.
Totally working. I'm
Nothing
definitely
else.
not scared that we're going to die and using the holodeck for any other purpose. Yeah, and then the funny thing that made me laugh was like when Picard comes in and he's like looking at Leah Brahms and he's just kind of looking back at Geordi and then back at her and he's just like, uh-huh. Okay.
Good lab.
Yes.
Nice assistant.
But you kind of touched on it too when they cut back to like time has passed and they're still working on stuff in the lab. You touched on it that when Riker comes into the ready room and the only presentation is the computer has to do like maneuver out of the thing, which I appreciated the simulation. And it's like, well, only the computer can make these type of calculations, and she's the computer, so therefore,
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
it's interesting, right? So when Riker comes in, he's like,
I'm not listening to a computer.
he's like a computer. We can give a computer orders, but for a computer to do corrections itself, that's crazy. And I was like, it's such a like 1989 limited like understanding of what AI would become like in our day and age because like so many things just run on artificial intelligence.
Everything runs on computers.
Yeah, it's like so much stuff is like just like people obviously oversee it, but like the computer does a lot of the internal thinking itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just funny. You think if it's only been like 38 years as of recording this video.
Yeah.
300 years would be even way more advanced AI. So it would be less of like, hey, computer prompt, like, I think if you took what we had today and advanced it by 300 years, like, I think the AI on the ship would be way more of like walking people on the ship. Like you would just have holo emitters throughout the entire ship, and you would just have officers who are the computer, and they would be physically doing stuff on the ship, and you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You would have less like actual physical crewmen. You could have ships be more powerful and more maneuverable because they can make things inhumane because it's just a computer, and you don't need like oxygen on the ship, or you don't need, tall space because people have to live, like walk or sleep in this area. So
yeah, it's true.
just fun future thinking of a world that will surely never exist. And I thought it was fun that the simulation succeeded at first and then failed when Jordy did it again. I just like that. It's a nice little touch that, computers are not infallible.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, because it ran the program and it worked, and then he was like, "No, run it again," and it ran it again. It was like, "Yeah, sees the variable like changes."
Right,
So
exactly.
like it worked once and then it failed the second time, which means it's not actually 80% efficient, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's a nice touch.
That's cool.
I like that kind of stuff. Well, sounds like a perfect time to talk about trivia.
Oh, not again. All right, now you're overacting.
So in trivia, it says initially Picard was to have been involved with the simulated Leah Brahms. Michael Piller recalled, "It just said to me, Picard should be on the bridge, not chatting with some woman. I said to myself, it should be Geordi, because Geordi is in love with the ship, and this is a story about a guy in love with his 57 Chevy. That played into Geordi's character, who's always been a fumbling guy around women. But if he could just marry his car, he'd live happily ever after. He gets to create the personification of the woman who created the engine he loves. It's sort of a relationship between he and his Pontiac."
Interesting.
Yep.
I guess I kind of get that. I
Yeah,
think
which
it's basically it's them getting to come full circle on Kirk.
basically. And that was like my main hang up with the whole thing. And it gets worse as we get into it. But I just like really for me personally, I felt like the whole romantic like push for this hologram character was just wildly unnecessary. I don't feel like it did anything, and the whole opening just served to be like, see, he's bad with women, and then it's like, yeah, but when he doesn't try to work, impress the woman, he gets her, even when it's a fake person. It's like, I don't know. The ending about killed me. So, okay.
Hey, computer.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. In an early draft of the episode, Brahms was named Navid Daystrom and was intended to be a descendant of Dr. Richard Daystrom from the TOS episode The Ultimate Computer. Unfortunately, the casting department did not realize that this would require a black actress to play the part until after Susan Gibney was hired. So, at the suggestion of script coordinator Eric Sitwell, the character was renamed, but the Daystrom tie-in was kept by adding a line that she had graduated from the Daystrom Institute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I've seen
Yep.
Daystrom.
See it every week. So that's pretty cool. It was cool that they thought about it. Didn't do it, but it was cool that they at least thought about TOS stuff.
Yeah, that they actually remembered.
Yeah, this will be funny. The piece of music performed in Geordie's holodeck program at the beginning of the episode is Johann Brahms's Hungarian Dance Number 5.
Nice. Know it well.
Know it well. Just thought it was funny that it's Leah Brahms and then he's listening to Brahms. So funny.
I get it.
Got it. Something of note that maybe you did or did not catch. This episode marks the first appearance of the final version of the Starfleet uniforms used in the series. The seams running down the sides of the chest were removed. The shoulder pads were made smaller, and an elastic waistband was added to the bottom of the uniform top. Only Captain Picard is wearing the updated uniform in this episode.
Yeah, I don't know if I picked up on that.
So, in these minus Picard in this episode, if you look at any of them, you can see like these seams on their chests and stuff. So, starting in next week's episode, nobody should have seams.
Good.
And then there's a fun little bit here from the book, the Next Gen Compendium. It says Booby Trap offered Captain Picard the rare opportunity to man the Enterprise helm. Patrick Stewart prepared for the task with a bit of method acting, drawing on a memory from shooting the series' pilot. He'd seen Brett Spiner crack his knuckles and stretch his fingers at the ops controls, so Patrick mimed the same exercise as he sat down at the helm. It was a little homage to Brent recalls background player Guy Vardaman, explaining that Patrick emulated the action to make it appear that all Starfleet people do this to warm up their fingers. They don't, of course, with the rare exception of Scotty typing in the formula of transparent aluminum in Star Trek 4.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick's playful hand jive wouldn't appear in the episode, as he no doubt knew, but that didn't stop him from commenting to Brett Spiner post scene, "Did you see what I did for you?"
It's really funny.
Yeah, I thought you would appreciate that.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, that was trivia for the week. We come back to the episode. I really enjoyed Picard when he's considering what to do and like, should we turn this over to the computer? You know, should we consider these things? And he's really contemplating it. He like pauses and like looks at everybody on the bridge, and he kind of like takes a minute and just kind of like absorbs everything and kind of does like a silent goodbye if this doesn't work kind of a thing.
Yeah, right.
And then I thought you would enjoy him at the con, as mentioned.
It was great. Yeah. Move over, Wesley.
How about, did you catch that little boat swing when Riker's making? Yeah, when he's making the broadcast of the entire ship.
Yeah, it was
It was cool. It was a good callback to TOS.
I like when Riker yells at the computer. It's giving you like the active update on the radiation, and he's like, "No more radiation, like information. Like we're good. We're all set."
I don't want to hear this anymore. I was thinking maybe at least notify us when you have like 30 seconds until it's like that's it. Maybe give me one last go. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe somebody has an answer out there. Maybe you, Caleb, have an answer out there. I thought when either Geordi, I think it was Geordi, explains that, like, yes, Geordi explains that the Enterprise would have to have minimal life support and only 2 thrusters in order for this attempt to escape to work. I kind of found it was a poor touch to the remastering people, or perhaps the props department in general, that when we cut to an exterior, like there are tons of lights on the Enterprise. I felt like they should have been off because like the engines were off.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that, but you had all these like lights on the whole, like a good portions of it.
Yeah, it's definitely an oversight.
Yeah.
That is funny. I was watching more of like the actual, like seeing the actual like thrusters, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense, like in space to have those.
Yeah. But you think about it, like imagine how strong those thrusters would have to be.
Oh yeah.
Because like I know that like there's no pressure, like in space, little puff like that would move the ship because there's no air current, there's no resistance. But to move it at that speed, there would have to be a lot of.
It's gotta be a big tank of air too.
Right. Yeah. Pretty interesting. The slingshot maneuver around the asteroid obviously was very good.
It's pretty slick, I thought.
Yeah. Even Data was like, oh, wow.
Captain, you're driving right towards that meteor. Captain, you getting closer? He's just like, shut up, Data. I'm flying the ship.
Yeah, I think in a fun way. I think that having Data act like that, I think showed
that the computer isn't good.
Yeah, the computer would not have made that choice because that would be dangerous or maybe unlikely to work or something, or it would consume too many resources to make such a maneuver or something.
I think that's true. I think that's a good point.
Yeah. Just interesting. I think that was a nice touch with Data. Yeah, so they make it out that they sadly have to blow up the ship, which sucks, but you get it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. The simulation bit at the end with her was just too much, and I hated that they kissed. I think it was awful. And I think it's just entirely unnecessary, and I don't know.
It was a little on the nose. I thought it was a little bit much, but yeah.
Yeah. Not my favorite.
I can see that.
Which sucks because, 90% of it I really enjoyed. I honestly think that if they had removed all of this like weird romance, flirty stuff, I think it would have been a really strong contender for, one of the best episodes from season 3. I think it has all of the great things that you want from a Star Trek episode. You have seeking out new life, right? Like they're going and finding ancient millennium-old aliens. It's a derelict ship, so there's a great mystery. Just with the ship itself, nothing's dangerous on the ship. So there's still a great mystery with it. They search through Captain's logs, which makes space feel alive and active and just interesting and fun. And then the ship gets stuck in like an ancient, trap that is super inventive and really thinks outside the box and makes sense that why even hyper advanced people or ships would still get stuck. Even the simplest of traps in our day still trap highly intelligent people. So all that stuff is awesome, and that's what you want from a Star Trek episode. And like you said, using the holodeck for working for engineering and all of that is great.
It's even like a really good like expose on like, the side effects of like war, like long term.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like,
Yeah.
like all the landmines and stuff like that are still in like other countries and stuff like from war that like kill people occasionally, like farmers and stuff
Yep,
from,
absolutely.
like in Vietnam from, way back then.
Yep. No,
I
I
thought
know
that
it.
was kind of a cool like touch. Like it's a pre-war that had nothing to do with like humans, but like here it is like affecting them and the crew, and yeah, it was
Exactly.
just cool. I don't love the computer Geordie kiss thing at the end either. I don't, it's not my favorite, but like it is what it is to me. It's fine. Like I get what they're doing. They're telling you that like Geordie really enjoys the ship.
Yeah, and like they said in trivia, like it's just playing to the fact that like Geordi gets to marry and kiss the computer and the engines. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a little tongue in cheek, and I understand what they're
Well,
going
it's a lot
for,
of tongue.
and a little cheek.
And
But
a little cheap.
yeah, I get the like you're saying, I get the rationale behind it. I think what I would have liked was he has the bit, she gets materialized. He's like, "Why did this happen?" And then the computer's like, "Well, you asked for it, kind of." And it's like, "Oh, okay." And then it's super robot-y, and he's like, "I really need it to not be just stationary in the room. I wish it could help me." He's like, "Can you give this like personality parameters so that it'll still behave like Leah Brahms and like help me be at two different councils
Hmm.
at once?" And it's like, "You got it." And it does, and it makes her a more functional person, but then she's just still like stilted and robotic and like
Yeah.
unemotional and not as responsive as he'd like. And like every time they cut back to engineering, he's like modifying the hologram further so that it's
Yeah.
so that it's like a person interacting with him in the holodeck, so that at the end of the episode it just makes it seem like he's altered her so much that it's making him feel good about being rejected on the beach, and now the
Right.
hologram is like being affectionate to him, and then
Yeah.
he has the realization of like, ooh, this went too far, and he ends the program. He gets the kiss, he gets the like, haha, Jordy kissed the computer, and yay. But then he has like a realization that like that was gross because this is like a real person and I went too far.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would have preferred to have seen. I like the
It is what it
episodes a
is.
lot overall. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, Jordy. There's a lot of weird Jordy episodes, and that's okay.
He's the nerdy engineer that won't get the girl, but he gets the computer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically what this is. This is a precursor to like weird science.
Yeah. So that was our review of the episode, but don't click off the video just yet because we're about to do the thing that everyone's been waiting for.
Kissing computers.
So, Caleb, who gets the Erica Ortegas Award for being the most unlikable?
I'm gonna say it's the aliens that developed this trap.
Yeah, they were called like the Methlor or something like that. Yeah.
The meth lords.
Yeah. Real snaky snakes.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Get behind that. That's cool.
I don't know. There's nobody else.
Not really.
It's like the Guinan scene was a little interesting
Yeah.
about her liking bald people. I didn't really enjoy that, but like
Yeah.
she really wasn't in enough of the episode for me to
Yeah, like care.
like, man, I really didn't like her this
You know
week.
what? You know who it would be? It would be that girl in the beginning if I was to pick one.
Yeah. Forgot about her. That's how forgettable she is.
But yeah.
No, I'll save her for the most forgettable.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, then, so for the Elizabeth Cutler Award for being the most forgettable, we'll go to, I think her name was like Christy or something.
Christy, yeah. Yeah. Don't like her.
I like it. Don't like her, most forgettable.
No, she made Jordy have to date the computer.
Yeah. Be really weird to be on the ship to be like, a date with that officer didn't go well, but we hear he's like going to the holodeck like all the time.
I was Literally in my brain just now was thinking like everyone goes like in their formal uniform to like the starbase and they have to like stand in the window and it's Geordi and then it's like the Enterprise like flying in and like they're getting married. Dum 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 dum.
That's really funny.
Geordi, when are you back from your honeymoon? We need to go on an adventure in your wife. Yeah, it writes itself.
Oh my gosh.
All right, next question, please, before I
Oh,
continue talking.
yes. Well, next is the Mugatu Award for the best alien of the episode.
Oh, that's the main alien dudes.
We
I like
tried.
him better as a skeleton.
We tried so hard. I know we got so far.
But in the end, it didn't even matter.
And just cut the war. I tried so hard.
And ja, ju, ja. Ju, ja.
Yeah, very good. You liked him more as a skeleton.
I liked him more as a skeleton, yeah. When he was all hunched over.
You were like, prosthetics and acting. Gross.
Gross.
I can't. Now that's what the image is gonna be now. I can't even use the nice man's face. It's gonna be the skeleton corpse in the chair.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next is the Trip Tucker Award for the MVP of the episode.
I gotta give it to Geordi. He had time to program his girlfriend and save the Enterprise.
That's true.
It's all in the day's work.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I could really give it to anybody else. I mean, maybe Picard, but yeah, Geordi's pretty good. He's the one who helped Picard do it, so yeah.
It's Picard's fault.
True. Well, next is the Spock Award for the best line of the episode.
I like when Picard comes back on board and he says, "That was excellent.
Absolutely.
Absolutely exhilarating." You guys should have been there.
It's pretty good.
You should have been there. Riker didn't even want me to go, but it was amazing.
Absolutely exhilarating. Next is the Shran Award for the best action sequence.
I'll give it to the Enterprise maneuver where they pivot around the asteroid.
Yeah, nice. That slingshot maneuver around
the Picard slingshot maneuver.
Yeah. Go, Speed Racer. Go, Speed Racer. Go. Yeah, very good. Next is the NX-01 Award for some sweet ship stuff.
It's got to be the derelict ship, obviously.
Ooh. Nice. I thought it was going to be a toss-up between that and the holodeck, like
I do really
shipyard,
enjoy the holodeck thing, but
derelict ship.
We all know what it really's got to be.
Yeah. You did like that episode with the Gorn babies. And
go on, babies. That's a good episode. Yeah. Shulkin Tafori, also derelict lab.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad derelict ships are your thing, and I'm glad you liked it, because the thing that always kind of stinks is when anything happens and you're like, I like this thing in general, and then something goes to do it, and you're like, no, this is stupid. Glad that you liked it.
And it's first and last
for the Permelian cruiser. Yeah,
that ship.
Yep, done.
And the holodeck lady.
Yeah.
No, I guarantee we'll see her more.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, she does a lot of stuff with Jeremy, and then Geordi and Worf go in there and hang out.
Yeah, with Kalar.
With Kalar, Jeremy.
Yeah. And Data's grandpa.
No, he got eaten by the
nanites. That's right, the nanites ate him. I forgot. That's right.
That's right. Filthy nanites.
Moriarty, Kalar, and Leia Brahms. Just tons.
Just waiting.
It's all hanging out.
Just waiting for smooches.
Everybody to kiss him. Next is the Porthos Award for the cheesiest thing of the episode.
That's the end. When Data kisses the robot.
Data?
when Geordi kisses the program. Data?
Data?
Where did you come up with that?
Data, are you kissing Leah Brahms?
To kiss Leah Brahms is to love Leah Brahms? Data.
Next really is the Star Trek Enterprise Award for the best scene of the episode.
I do really enjoy when they were over on the derelict ship.
Did you like it pre-lit or lit?
I like when they lit it because I like seeing like the panels and like what the bridge like looked like and stuff.
Yeah, like the color schemes and everything. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was actually a fun set. It was a fun like bridge set. I did like it.
Yeah, it was cool. I always like to see like what other alien ships look like.
Yeah.
It's just cool to see like the design is similar but like different, you know.
Yeah. I think it's just really fun that like, man, we're 6 episodes in and like it's been like evolution was okay, but like it's been largely really fun to like watch these episodes now.
I get why people say to start with season 3.
Yes.
It's not a mystery to me no longer.
Yeah, but then you can't properly pick it apart and be terrible about it. You don't let
Yeah.
them forget the anguish, the halls of the lost. You don't get them. We don't
We'll never forget Tasha Yar
exactly. Yeah.
and
Well,
the mucus man who defeated her.
that is what Caleb thought of the episode. We appreciate him taking the time to do an award ceremony. He really loves doing it, and so we thank him for it. But now it's your turn to have your own personal award ceremony. Go down to the comment section and write who gets the popcorn award for the best actor of the episode. Let us know who that is. And while you're down there, make sure you leave a comment extra, tippity tap more down there, and let us know what you thought about the episode. Did you like it? Did you love it?
Yeah.
Did you want more of it?
No.
Or did you find that this booby trap wasn't that deadly? Let us know down below.
Next time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Next week's episode is episode 7 of season 3 of Star Trek The Next Generation. And that episode is entitled The Enemy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll give just a little wisp of something for Caleb. Perhaps we'll see something we haven't seen in a while.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that'll be next week's episode. We look forward to that. That'll be fun to get into. We will notate here, as Caleb pointed out, but I think we have to knock down our electrical mentions down to 0. And it was sad.
Yeah, it saddens me deeply.
Yep.
We were on such a good streak too. I even made like 3 extra stickers for us.
We're going to have to slowly ramp back up to 1 mention, 2 mentions, and then back to 0.
Yeah, we're doing them in a row. They have to be in a row.
In consecutive order, that's right.
So that's not good.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate everybody sticking around, making this a fun thing for Caleb and I to do. Like mentioned, we're in season 3 of our podcast, so couldn't be there without you guys. Caleb and I would just be hanging out and just laughing about all the dumb stuff in the Star Trek episode that we just watched if we didn't have this fun podcast to do. So it's nice to have this medium to him and I to talk about it publicly and then have people share their thoughts on it. It's a fun little thing we get to do for everybody. So we appreciate you following and watching. As always, if you liked our review of this episode, like the video. If you disliked our review of this episode, dislike the video. Share it with all your friends and family and Trek enthusiasts. Subscribe so you don't miss a review, and ring that bell so you can watch the review as soon as it comes out. And then when this review is over and you don't feel like watching more reviews of episodes of Star Trek, you can always head on over to Caleb's channel. Caleb has a fun prop channel, and last week we got to hear all about what he's been doing with his miniatures. So now, Caleb,
my miniatures.
Now you get to tell us what is this week's.
This week, I made a handgun from Helldivers.
Nice.
The one I use every mission is it's the Talon. It's the energy pistol from the Space Outlaw one.
I gotcha.
It's pretty sweet.
Well, that's fun.
It's great. It's a laser weapon. It's square. It's rectangular, and it's yellow. So what more is there to enjoy about it, you know?
So just a couple days ago, that dropped. So go over to that channel. Now that YouTube allows us to collaborate, you can just find his little channel right here on this channel. You can click it. Beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, beep. You're over there. And when you're done watching that video, even if you don't play the game, and you're like, wow, amazing, he did a great job, leave a comment, leave a like, share it with somebody, leave a suggestion of something for him else to make. He likes video game stuff. Do you like video game stuff? Is there something from Star Trek that you want to see him do? Maybe you want to see him paint a Vermilion cruiser. You never know. Leave a suggestion over there. But the only way you're going to catch a video like that is if you subscribe, but ultimately you have to decide.
You have to do it.
We appreciate, once again, Ed Markstar and Captain Olimar for being Patreon supporters. If you find that you'd like more content from us or support us in that way, you can always head on over to Patreon. We also have a Discord. So if you want to talk to us outside of YouTube or just randomly, you can go to Discord and chat with us. Yeah, so happy to make this community keep growing. And I think if we get like 50 more public viewing hours, I'm going to hopefully start like live streaming weekly. So
nice.
Get some more content and interaction with the community out there. So we appreciate you guys a lot. And Caleb and I talk about it a lot and how wild it is that like this just keeps being the thing. And him and I are just, we're just friends and just having a fun time and hanging out and having life. And then this cool internet thing is like happening. So we appreciate it. So,
yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah, we do have a good time. It's all because of you guys. So this has been the Retrek Review. And so, computer, please make me a computer representation of Caleb. So when my wife goes on a trip next week, he can spend all of his time with me.
The Retrek Review does not support anybody using anybody else's likeness, their identity, their likeness.
So that I can make all the cool props I want at his expense. See you guys.
It's just gonna be you using like the 3D print and then like my hologram to stand and be like, nope, that's not how you do it.
Exactly.
But that's it.